everybody, it's Kittyhouseknife. I'm doing one of my first YouTube series. I'm calling it 30 Before 30. It's going to basically be a 5 or 6 part series on things that I've learned before I'm 30. Because in December I am turning 30. And I feel like there has been a lot of things that I've gone through in my life that people can relate to, and advice I have for people. Not necessarily that you can relate to, but at least maybe if you hear that somebody else has gone through it, that you won't feel so alone. These are things that I have learned through my own experiences, and it's not to say that you're going to agree with what I have to say, because it's my journey and it's my life and it's things that I've experienced. And there's probably a lot of people that would argue that I'm not the right person to give you advice on things to do right, things to do wrong, but hopefully you take it in. This is the first part of the series, and it's really going to be sort of the first 6 things that I've learned. It's going to be like on broad topics and broad ideas, and hopefully if this video gets a lot of feedback and good feedback, you guys can reach out with what you would want to see topics on, and then hopefully by the time we get to number 30, I've talked about something that you guys are interested in. So leave your comments below. Tweet me on Twitter at Kittyhouseknife and let me know if there's something that you want me to give you advice on, maybe something that I've been through personally. All right, let's go. So the first thing that I have learned, and I wish that I would have known this when I was 17, was I'm always going to be okay. You're always going to be okay. You're going to go through so many things that test your patience, that test how true to yourself you are, that question your morals, that question your judgment, that make you see the world differently. But when it comes down to it, you still get up the next morning and you still take care of yourself and take a shower and brush your own teeth and get yourself up and moving on and moving forward. You're always going to be okay. It's not the end of the world, no matter what it is. So the second thing I've learned is that you're never going to be ready either. You're going to be okay, but you're never going to be ready. You're never going to be ready to go to college. You're never going to be ready to get into that relationship. You're never going to be ready to switch jobs. You just have to pull the trigger and make a decision and just go for it with all of your heart. You can't wait until you're ready to begin your life. You can't wait until the next day or say in 3 years from now I'm going to do this, because the only day that you have is today. And if you don't make decisions that are going to make you happy, and if you don't actively try to get out of situations that make you sad because you think that you're not ready for it yet and you're not ready for that jump, you're lying to yourself, because you are ready. You're always ready, and you're never going to be ready. So number 3, it doesn't really matter. When it comes down to it, nothing really matters, because in 100 years, people are going to forget who you were. People that you knew in this life, they're not going to be around to be like, oh, I remember that one time at the grocery store she embarrassed herself, or I remember the one time she made a fool of herself in front of an entire audience. No one's going to be there. And I mean, yes, there's exceptions for people that, are celebrities or people that go down in history, but when it comes down to it, I mean, life is meant to be enjoyed. Don't be so afraid of getting out there and being true to who you are and being yourself and just being the wild creature that you are, because, like I said, when it comes down to it, it really doesn't matter. Number 4 is to stop fighting everything. And I don't think that I have truly accepted this yet, because I feel like I have spent my life defending myself and fighting battles for no reasons, when I could have just taken a step back and just looked at it from a different perspective. I think that growing up, especially in the United States and our school system, and being bullied and, being with people that will judge you for who you are and decisions that you make, you automatically become really defensive, and even towards parents and teachers, and when you get out into the real world, your bosses, your coworkers, your friends, it's really important to not always attend every fight that you are invited to. just stop fighting everything and stop fighting everybody, and just know that, you know, if you stay true to who you are and your morals, and your character, and just stay calm, it's gonna just take you 100 times farther than lashing out and fighting ever will. So just stay calm, you know, let other people be angry and mad at you, and, you know, just try your best to not engage it. So the fifth thing that I know is that happiness is not an end goal. I know that's weird to say, but a lot of people think that by the time your life is almost over, that you just want to achieve happiness. And while it's true that you can be pretty content with what you've done, I mean, happiness, like hunger, is a condition. You know, it's not an end point, because there's going to be times where you get happy. There's times where you're hungry, and then you get filled, and then you're not hungry anymore. You're not happy anymore. Things happen in your life that make you feel like, oh my God, I want to feel this way forever. But it's never going to last. There's ups and there's downs, and I think that basically I sit at a baseline level that's a little bit lower than other people's. I think that I'm pretty hard on myself, and I keep myself down lower than I need to be. But your baseline level of happiness is where you come back to after you go through these ups and these downs, where you're very happy or very sad. You get back to this baseline level, and you might not just be like, yeah, I'm happy all the time. And I'm so jealous of people that are, because I wish that I could just be happy constantly. But I have such a drive, and I have such high expectations for myself that I feel like if I were always happy and content with things, that I wouldn't have gotten as far as I am. You know, I'm definitely one of those people that I push boundaries, and I think things can be better, and I want to strive for things to be better. So I'm always looking at situations in a million different lights, and my brain never stops when it comes to this. But I've had to accept that, you know, happiness is something that, you know, it comes and it goes, and just because it's not always there, it doesn't mean that it's not worth it. So the sixth thing on this list is to just care. Care for those around you. Care for yourself. Be present in the moment. Don't make people feel like they're not good enough. Don't make people feel like, if they're coming to you with a problem, if they're coming to you with an issue, it means that they care about you, and they care about your opinion, and they want to talk to you. So don't blow them off. You know, there's never going to be a time where you know this is the last time I'm talking to this person, because things happen, accidents happen, and you never know how much time you have left with them. So just care about everybody and care about each other, and try not to be a bully. I see so much on the internet, especially right now, in comment sections and threads and the Twitch community and the YouTube community, that it's so easy to just go and say the rudest things to people just because they're not like you, or just because you disagree with something that they've said, or just bully them. And it only ever looks bad on you. You know, it only, when you're just intentionally mean to somebody for something that they can't help, or one of their opinions, you know, that you don't agree with, and you're just so rude and mean to them, they remember that. They remember how careless you are in your feelings towards them, and it hurts them too. So you don't get anything out of just being mean to people. You know, you hurt yourself and you hurt them, and it's not good for everybody. You know, you have to spread joy and happiness, you know, while you can. So that's number 6, is just to care. Alright, so that kind of takes care of my first part of my series. Like you guys saw in my first YouTube, I suck at YouTube. I don't know how to do YouTube at all. I'm going to try my hardest to put all of this together into a very beautiful video for you. It's kind of weird for me to be serious and take things seriously, because I am such a sarcastic person. If you guys ever follow me on Twitter, you know that I troll people a lot. I have a lot of sarcasm inside of me. I try to just joke around as much as I can about things, because it kind of, you know, goes with the theme of this, is that nothing really matters and I just say how I feel. And sometimes I offend people, I think. I think I'm not always the most politically correct person. But I'm trying my hardest to be true to myself. Well, there you go. There's my first video. There's the first 6 out of 30 things that I've learned before I'm 30. I want you guys to go into my comment section and ask me for advice on things that I have accomplished or done, or topics that you want advice on, so that I can have content for all 30 things. So thank you everybody for watching, and take care, and I will see you in part 2.